It's a baker's dozen top censored truth memes of the week. I'm your host, Jason of Awake Souls, and I'm here with the limitless one, Ronnie Harris. How you doing, brother?
Great, man. I'm looking forward to tonight. And it was great getting to go through your video again today. So how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, so I've got the ability to put stuff up on Awake Souls again. Now we're going to be continuing to go live here on the Limitless Channel until the strikes have expired. But I've got some other great news. The video that caused the strike, that is the reason why we're not at the Awake Souls channel right now. We've got a link to that. It's posted on Odyssey, so you can see what it was that the New World Order thought was so hateful about it. There was nothing hateful about it. We were just
From the dead.
So that's back up. That's exciting. So yeah, lots of content. I was able to publish the new stereographic virtual reality explained video on the Awake Souls channel, and you know, that right there, I know I'm going on for a little bit here, but that video combined with the debunk video that came out like a month before it, we've really pushed it to as far as we can go, and now people are going to be forced to make a decision as far as what version of reality do you subscribe to. So we've debunked two of the three models, and this new video shows how a third model of reality works, and it's testable, it's verifiable. We highly encourage everybody to check it out. So I don't know, with this kind of information being out at the same time, I really feel that we got to be close to something big. I don't know how long the New World Order can handle this information being out there and present within society. With, you know, I know we're sandboxed and all, but basically anytime we come up against somebody that's you know, doing an anti-truth thing, we're just going to refer back to these two videos and put them in check, because they really do put somebody in check.
Yeah, I'm just having allergies, but of course, just before we go live, yeah, we go through Cladex, Event 201, the Russian false flag cyber hoax attack, then the grid power down, then the reemergence with the CBDCs, and then what's it called? Environmental Social Governance, the ESG.
ESG, I don't want none of that.
That's their social engineering project that they've been running in China. So we're going to be, you know, definitely talking more about that. But the video is back up, right?
The video's back up. We'll drop a link to it in the chat. It's in a comment on the new video I put up. It'll be in a comment in this video. It's available. So Odyssey is where we're backing up our content, and hopefully, supposedly it's blockchain technology, so hopefully it sticks around for a while. It's giving us
blockchain technology you're gonna come with, huh?
Well, they say so. I don't know how it's set up, a peer-to-peer network, whatever it is. Is it LimeWire? Is it
yeah, peer-to-peer. That's the best way to do it. The reason the internet was created was for that type of system, well, and for other things that the who's wanted us to to partake in. But yeah, I'm really excited for tonight. So tonight is the New Covenant meal, bread and wine, Eve. So it's
the day
Eve.
before.
It's the day before, but a lot of people are celebrating it today as on the wrong day. So we were saying that all the calendars were aligned. Well, not quite. No, we're not all aligned. We have different resurrection days as well as appearance days, but we're going to be getting into that probably more tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So I just want to I want to do a quick point out to everybody that the reason why we are not celebrating Passover today, like a lot of the Ashkenazi Jews are, you know, the people that follow the Chabad.org type calendar, is that the new moon sighting, all right, this is the first new moon after the spring equinox. It took place April 2nd. All right, so We know from the scriptures that the 15th day of the month, of the first month, is when Passover is celebrated. And so if you go from the second 15 days, that takes you to the 16th. That's the reason why we would not be celebrating Passover today, because it's the 14th day of the Hebrew month. People might ask, well, why would these people get it wrong? Well, these are the people that have done everything in their power to keep people from celebrating Passover and all the rest of the Hebrew festivals on their correct dates. They use a Metonic calendar that is a 19-year cycle. They don't do anything as far as reckoning it off of the celestial clock. So they don't keep the first new moon after the equinox. Their calendar doesn't. And then they have a bunch of different ways of reckoning it, so that they always come up with Easter Sunday. And Easter is a pagan holiday. We've covered this so much in the past. I don't know that we'll make a huge to-do about it this year, because most people get it by now. You've either heard that Easter is pagan and you've done the research to check it out for yourself, or you're not going to, most likely.
Yeah. I'm just having crazy allergies right now, but thank you for keeping it all going. If you got them on the other side of the screen, we are pro CBD and marijuana. Light them up now, because we're going to go off screen share so I can fix myself here. But I'm really excited for tonight. We got so much planned. We'll go through some funny stuff quick and some interesting stuff we'll take our time more on. So there's great music tonight. The meme roller is the most like high intense. The rest of it's pretty chilled. It was a great video. I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Let's do it. You want to get into this?
Let's go ahead and get into this.
Let's go. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Go.
Taking us right to Memes Roller.
And now, the wait is over. It's time for Memes of the Week. Sponsored by Aluminum Foil.
Community members and the Jewish community are coming together now after two anti-Semitic banners were seen twice in Austin over the last week.
Today, they hung their own banner reading "Nazis out of Austin." CBS Austin's Lindsay Regis heard from the Jewish community about their latest effort.
A newly formed group is responding to the two Nazi banners seen hanging over Mopac in the past week.
To choose this neighborhood, to choose it on a Friday, which is the eve of Shabbat, which is the Sabbath for Jews, it was very strategic and very targeted, and I think meant to intimidate.
On Saturday, a banner was seen hanging on the far west overpass of Mopac reading "Vax the Jews." That same banner was seen again on Tuesday on a bridge over the northbound lanes of Mopac.
Our concern is over time, if this becomes mainstreamed and accepted, then things get more and more serious.
In response, community members along with the Jewish community formed a group in protest of the two anti-Semitic incidents.
It's a mixed match of people from Austin throughout Central Texas that don't think that this is a home for Nazis nor a place for fascism.
The group hung their own sign today at the same location. It read, quote, "Nazis out of Austin."
We had members of the community walking by on the bridge, some of which were really happy to see that we were there, not Nazis, and also we had a lot of people honking on the Mopac.
Voice for Peace released this statement saying, in part, "We renew our commitment to all communities impacted by white supremacy and continue to advocate for justice."
It was really disgusting, and obviously a lot of people thought the same and decided to come together and show up and not let that happen again.
Lindsay Regis, CBS Austin News.
I've been talking in my sleep, been running deep, looking for us. I've been playing hide and seek, I felt the heat, but never enough. I've been talking in my sleep, been running deep, looking for us. I've been playing hide and seek, I felt the heat, but never enough. I've been talking chaos.
And we are back. What a meme roller. Woo, baby. And those clips from Austin, that, wow. Oh, did that tickle me? Oh, Austin,
The Shabbat
Mopac.
Eve, huh? The Shabbat Eve, he said.
I've been down that road.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How's everybody doing? My allergies seem to be doing okay. Am I peeking out really loud? I don't know, because when YouTube gave us a strike, they totally distorted my mic. Jason's was great, but mine sounded horrible. So I don't know if you guys could give me a 5x5 in the chat. Let me know if it sounds like it's crisp or cranked or, you know, crackly. I don't want to have a bad sounding voice.
Actually, it sounds great from what I'm seeing. Yeah.
So yeah, we got so much to get into. There's some quick ones off the beginning. This one says, come closer. Closer. I need memes, it says. Let's keep going. Not much to say here. So did you guys know that while we were live, I think it was Tuesday morning, because of some intel that Jason had got, we were calling out they were going to do something as well. It was, you know, forecasted on The Simpsons because, you know, everything that The Simpsons says is coming true. They used it to predictively program us, right, through subliminal messaging. But yes, here we go. Let's look at this one. It says Las Vegas shooting. Oh, darn. The cameras were down. It says Epstein, suicide. Oh, darn. The cameras were also down. John Rook Bernal suicided. Oh, darn. The cameras were down. And, of course, last Tuesday, New York City subway hoax. Oh, darn. The cameras were down. Jason, what do you think at 36th Street?
I don't know. Cameras down. That is super suspect to me. That's very, very suspect. As with each one of these situations, cameras being down, huge problem. We get these terrible, crappy 240 resolution, you know, videos, and it just doesn't fit. This day and age, people have 4K cameras, right? Everybody's walking around with one, and it's because they fabricate it and they don't want the detail there.
Yeah, they cut it out. It'd be too easy to expose, right? But they still make it super easy to expose.
They do.
If anybody's keeping score. And thank you, everyone, to tuning in very much. I don't think I'm going to cry like I did this morning. We will get into that meme, but I mean, I think tonight will be more of a positive, happy vibe, even though I was happy all morning. Here, look at this beautiful rainbow. That was a covenant, right? It was Noah. Tomorrow we're celebrating a new covenant.
Yeah.
Bread and wine one.
Bread and wine, yep.
Did you want to comment? I'll be right back.
Yeah, so the rainbow, A couple things about it. Ronnie proved that you don't need a dome to make a rainbow. You just need a garden hose and the sun. Yeah, it was a covenant made with Noah that the world would not be flooded the way it was in that great devastation. But the Creator did say the next time it was going to be destroyed by fire. So
That's correct.
maybe we'll probably have a new symbol like the rainbow, but something else once the Creator covenants to not destroy the world by fire anymore.
Yeah, there'll be a new covenant sign, right?
Yeah.
But one thing is for sure, you can never get to the end of a rainbow. It's a two-dimensional object that's always equidistantly fixed from your position, just like the sun, the moon, and all the other heavenly luminaries, right? We can't chase to them. You can't fly to the sun. You can't fly to the moon. So if someone tries to say, oh yeah, those clouds behind the sun, why don't you fly up above them? Well, guess what happens when you fly up? You also change the position of the sun because it stays locked to your position, right? So as you go up through the clouds, so too the sun rises with you.
Your circle of sight increases, thus pushing it away from you towards the horizon.
So, and the New World Order stealing of this and giving it to the LGBTQ, whatever they got, alphabetical thing, they also dropped the indigo color. So look at this one. It says the Vatican is not associated to Christianity.
Yeah, that
It is an ancient...
Go ahead. I thought you had a break.
No, it is an ancient Babylonian pagan cult based on the worship of the sun and pagan gods. Billions of unknowing, willingly worshiping, they call him Lucifer. We call him Azazel.
Yeah, we've been pointing out for a long time now that the Vatican is the harlot. It's Babylon the Great. It's Mystery Babylon. It's the source of all the secret societies in the world. The Freemasons, the Jesuits, the Knights Templars, the Rosicrucians, this and that. All these secret societies that have sworn death oaths have done it through tentacles of the Vatican. Now, there's more. I mean, you got witches, you got wizards, you got pagan Satanists. All these groups, their roots come from the Vatican. So we've talked about before the people when World War I and II happened and the nation of Israel was created. There were strings all pulled by the Vatican to do that. Right? They controlled the Germans. They controlled the Americans. Those obelisks that you see at the Vatican, we have one here in Washington, D.C. So it's
The phallic symbol.
Yeah.
Also ancient Canaanism, right?
Yeah.
Passed down.
The sun worshippers, they switched. They said Sunday is the holy day when we know that to name the days of the week in itself is a psyop. It only works if you go by the numbered day of the month. So, yeah, everything that's wrong with this world right now, we can somehow tie back to the Vatican.
Yeah, the abomination. It's the great abomination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going here. We got a few that are quick. So the Bucha massacre. Jason, did you see this? They were taking a picture of this cat, but this was this devastating missile strike that took place last week because this is, the weak stuff. What do you think of this one?
This is not a massacre that I followed. There's too many, and so I didn't even bother following this one.
Too many? What are you talking about? You're trying to make me laugh. Here, we'll go to this one. This is disgusting. Tennessee Republicans are advancing a Marry Little Kids bill that will allow them to marry children. This is disgusting.
Come
This is
on.
Republicans. Is this real?
Non-stop
Is
with
it
that,
real?
pushing that agenda everywhere you can. Yep, the age of consent is what they're working on, and they would eventually do away with it completely. So,
Man.
plus they want to be able to genocide,
They are.
people all the way up till birth and beyond. Like they want to take it even beyond.
Yeah, of course. Well beyond. They're doing it right now to fully grown adults.
Yeah, they are. They are.
All right. Let's keep going. This one's interesting. It says the Tavistock Institute, top secret brainwashing think tank. Everybody should know about this. It says the Tavistock Institute was established to wage psychological warfare on the masses. It was funded by John Rawlings Rees in 1947, 2 days after the birth of the CIA. Interesting. Tavistock has reshaped modern society through a, quote, invisible army, end quote, of shock troops. Virtually every major corporation, university, and think tank are linked to Tavistock. Many social movements of the last century have been Tavistock projects, including feminism, transgenderism, global warming, hysteria, the anti-gun movement, the radical left wing ideas, even more. They invented the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, rap, hip-hop music. Most Americans have been profiled and brainwashed via Tavistock. What do you say, Jason? Are you there?
I was in the chat and taking care of a little back-end business, so I was not able to follow along with this one.
Okay, well, here, I can give you the quick synopsis. So they moved into all areas of entertainment, television, and also political movements. And through the Tavistock operation that was started 2 days after the CIA, right, they've gone and profiled and brainwashed just about everybody in the realm. And you get the Tavistock brainwashing as well in your Google search results and in many other places. They're constantly mind controlling the people. You know who Tavistock is.
I do know who Tavistock is. Yeah. Yeah, they're an institute that their agenda has been how to do the things that you have in the text right there, how to get that affected onto the people. And so they used all the technology, radio, print and television, film, you name it. Every medium of communicating with people, they put that agenda to socially manipulate and control your worldview and everything that you know about this world.
They attack you on all fronts, right? And you get the Beatles, you could have the Doors, right? The Doors should be on this list. They had Jim Morrison was the son of a general in the middle of Vietnam War, and the people were starting to get like powerful for freedom. They were fighting for freedom, and they sent in the Doors and a bunch of other bands and got everybody doing all these whacked out drugs. That's what they do. They make it cool. They tell you these things are good for you. But yeah, let's keep going. The Tavistock Institute is definitely a great thing to research. I wasn't trying to talk down to you, brother. I should be watch the way that I talk. I just mean, like, everybody, I just want you all to know about this Tavistock Institute and how to defend yourself against the psychological operations that they run. That's what matters to me the most. And this one says, raising children like this is training them to not fight for freedom. I've never seen my entire life have I seen this type of, like, this is also mind control. Having them stand spaced out like this, put the masks on, cover the faces. All of this is absolute torturous mind control. What do you think of this?
Yeah, we've talked about how important the smile is. It really shows a person's disposition, and by taking the smile away, you really lose a lot of the ability to read and perceive where a person's coming from. And so, yeah, covering it up like that just blocks off a huge amount of the communication process, and is totally stunting. It's evil. It's evil what they've done.
Yeah, it really is. It's, but the good thing is that we can stand up and try to reverse it, right? Teach them how to be men and strong women, right? Who stand up for themselves. But let's keep going. This one's good, bro. Check this one out. No, it's not the MOB, but it works the same way.
But it works the same way. That's hilarious. Oh, that's a good one. But it works the same way.
How do you like that?
Oh, that one's brilliant.
Top truth or memes of the week.
It really is.
Oh, did you want to say any more?
A great meme. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a good one. And who do you got involved here?
Yeah, the white collar.
It's the Vatican. He's
guy-
just missing his tiny hat, right?
The guy that wants you to call him father, especially when the scriptures
father.
say call nobody father.
That's true. Let's get on to this next one. Disney updating Star Wars. Now we got Trans Solo.
I thought that was Sean Hufford.
Did you have that predetermined? Because I don't think I showed you this meme.
No, it took me a second to think of his name again, but yeah, when I saw it, I'm like, he's got a meme with Sean Hufford.
We shouldn't talk badly about his gynecomastia. Come on, let's move on. Let's get to this next one. This one's actually serious. Look at this one, bro. Can you read them? I don't even want to read the names, but I just want to show people what's going on here. Now, if I went into like a dance, someone said, hey, you want to come to this Jack and Jill? I was like, yeah, I love to dance. I'll go. And I showed up at the Jack and Jill, and everybody in the Jack and Jill was Samoans. I'd be like, what's going on? This is a Samoan Jack and Jill, right? So when we look into the investigating of what caused the Cerveza agenda, how is it that we get all of these people, including BlackRock and Vanguard, who are the two largest shareholders in what? Both Pfizer and the other most penalized pharmacia, GlaxoSmithKline, right? As well as they own all of the mainstream media, all the sports, right? Jason, what do you say about this one? These are all Samoans. Tiny hat Samoan, tiny hat Samoan. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, so it's nice when you actually see the list, you have the names, you have something that's testable, verifiable. You can check to see if, is that person the CDC director? Well, it says they're this, so could you do some research and find that out? So chances are this list is spot on, and that you could actually make this list, thousands of pages long. These are just some of the big players. So, yeah, we keep on pointing out how BlackRock and Vanguard, they've been given unlimited money to basically do whatever agenda that they want. So, this is what they have for everybody, and it's all part of a not true Hebrew religion. It's part of a wicked agenda.
What do they call them? The GCL? Whoops. Sorry about that. Right. God's chosen people? GCP? I don't know. Let's keep going here. This one's good, though. Check this one out, bro. Don't go too far. It says, and on the fourth day, I spun thy earth like a basketball, and I flung it through space.
That's not the scripture I remember.
What? Are you sure?
That's not the scripture I remember. Yeah. So day 4, that's when the sun, moon, and stars were created. Remember, day 1 is when day and night were created. So day number 4 is one of my favorite days of creation because it's the debunk of heliocentrism. So the idea of that's the day you spun the basketball and threw it through space. I get the joke.
Spunest thy earth like a basketball and flung it through space.
Now, if you were to add the Morgile to that, it'd be like spunest thy earth like a basketball with a bunch of shot glasses over the earth through space.
Refraction, right? We got to talk about refraction tonight, bro.
I guess.
Going. Let's get on to this one. This one's interesting and also very true. It says a Mark Ruthko painting titled, quote, yellow and blue, end quote, which I do love these colors, sold at a New York auction for $46.5 million. It says, quote, laundering money. You basically take something worthless and then you give it value, end quote, Jason.
Absolutely. So, what do they call them now? NFTs, non-fungible transactions. You're hearing about people that are selling a tweet. There are people that are selling this.
They're selling moments, bro. It's a moment.
Yeah, you're selling a moment.
Michael Jordan dunk. You can buy that moment. You take the picture and you own the moment.
So there's absolutely no difference between the NFTs and selling that yellow and blue painting for $46.5 million. This is how they...
It's not even a moment. It's not a moment, bro.
You can hang it with a power sprayer. You can hang it on the wall.
Do that 1 hour. We could have that done, no problem, finished. And it would probably look way better than that. We can't believe it, you guys. $46.5 million. Let's keep going here. It says, most people never take a stand. They've been taught from an early age to sit down and shut up. You guys have no idea how many times I was told to shut up, but yet here I stand, and I'm trying to cheer all you on to do the same thing. Jason, what do you think of this meme?
Yeah, I guess that's the way it's taught. Now we're in an age where everything's about shaming. So with the digital social media, everybody's in fear of, being made fun of by somebody. Every aspect of what you say and do is completely censored. So it's not just standing up in the classroom anymore. It's every aspect of your life. A lot of people are living it in a way that it's not true. It's not real to themselves. They're being something that they're not because of wanting to socially conform, and
being forced to through the indoctrination centers that we all had to go to.
So it's being forced as well. It's an evil world. The all-seeing eye, the whatever they call it, it has really invaded every aspect of a person's world, where your whole sense of reality is distorted, and it's easy to come to false conclusions. It really is.
Yeah, true. We need to switch it, right? The public education systems should be empowering kids, teaching them how to be strong, building foundations in them for stable adults. You start at a young age, but no, they start at a young age trying to deteriorate the mind and break the will and break the spirit. Well, let's keep going. It says, did you know the sides are all lies? The sides are all truth. It says lie. Oil is a finite resource. The truth of it says oil is an abiotic mineral, constantly replenishing faster than it could ever be depleted. Jason?
Yeah. So after, finding out about the dino hoax and the fossil fuels, one of the things that I found was that really that black goo is Earth's composting. So it as the water soaks down through the earth, eventually it pockets in pockets of black goo, and even when you pump out of it, it's constantly regenerating itself. It's a big compost pile, and so it's burnable, it's combustible. It explodes outwards as it does so. It's dirty. So a lot of ways that you burn it, it gives off toxic fumes. So it's poisonous to people. Yeah, there's a lot of dangers associated with the way it's handled, all that kind of stuff. It's really one of the worst fuel sources you could possibly ever use. But it does replenish itself. You're not going to run out of it.
Well said. It's the second most abundant liquid in the realm. We'll go on to this next one here. Fresh water is running out. It says there is 5 times the amount of water in all the world's oceans actually underneath the Earth's crust, known as the primary water cycle, or also known as aquifers. Jason, do you want to make a comment on that?
Yeah, so apparently the same way the oil replenishes, so does fresh water. And I mean, if you really want to take it to another level, think about like islands that have fresh water on them. So a lot of times that fresh water comes out near the top of a mountain, the highest place, and you'll have a stream. And so you'll have fresh water supplies pretty much anywhere that you have land. You have
just
access.
Dig a hole.
You dig a hole and you have fresh water, yeah.
Even on an island in the middle of the ocean, you dig a hole there and fresh water will come up out of it. Great points, brother. Do you want me to continue? Driving our cars causes climate change. Weather modification operations, they're blocking out the sun, changing different things like that. They're also cloud seeding and doing other things. After the climate, government blames it on the citizens to increase laws and regulations. So what do we call that? The environmental, whatever we said.
ESGs.
Yes. I drew a blank. But what do you want to say about that one?
I don't know. So we do recognize that around major metropolitan areas, enough cars, and you do see smog, right? It can't be good. I don't want to live in a place with smog, but climate change is something totally different. So Climate is the weather related. So our weather patterns are set by the Creator and run the way they do. And there's nothing, no amount of cars, no amount of anything that changes that cycle. So
True.
this whole view of how your car is going to change the weather pattern in this world is built off of the heliocentric model. And
True.
it's a non-reality. So you just take it for what it is.
Yeah, we don't have like an atmosphere that's velcroed to a spinning sphere flying throughout our space. And if we drive our cars too long, it doesn't collect up there and then burn that atmosphere away, and we're going to all of a sudden burn to death. The Earth is going to burn, but it's not going to be because of that, right? The volcanoes alone put out way more toxins. But we can continue here. Frequencies from cell phones, smart meters, and Gwen towers are safe. And it says absolutely not. Electromagnetic frequencies damage our DNA. And I'm reading way too fast. I got to count down. And reproductive systems. All this stuff needs to be turned off, right? Let's get everybody fiber optics then, right? And we'll bury the cables. We need to get all this stuff taken care of. That's what I would like to do, Jason.
Yeah, so we've sort of been both ways on this topic. We were anti the fear porn of the 5G and that kind of stuff, but the way they intend to use it, there could be an ulterior motive to that is evil and has an effect on a person. So the radios, we've had radios for a long time, and not too many people seem to have died from those. We've had televisions that emit these electromagnetic frequencies. It's not like these things kill people. I mean, they do in a way spiritually, because they lock you in and teach you a bunch of disinformation. But the electromagnetic frequencies themselves, you don't typically see human tissue damage from, except if you're talking about really concentrated ones like microwaves. I mean, if you were to sit inside a big microwave and turn it on,
Be bad.
it would cook you, right? It
Really
would
bad.
kill you.
It's just, when they turn the power up, it's going to simulate this, right? We want to fight against, right? Sorry to cut you off. That was rude. I didn't mean to be. Sorry.
No problem.
I'll keep going here. This one says passports. What do you think of these, Jay?
I'm not a fan of borders in general, so passports is it's on my negative list. It makes no sense to me that you are born within a certain boundary and then obliged to these certain rules, and then you can only go these certain places and you have to pay your taxes to these people. I mean, you didn't choose where you're born, at least that we know of. And then this controlling the ability to travel in the world. It just, there's nothing fair.
Evil.
There's nothing fair about that. Like, the idea that you're in a world that these people decide that where you can travel, for how long, how much you got to pay them, all that kind of crap. It's evil.
Yes, you said that perfectly. I don't have to add one thing to it. Thank you. This one says, boom, gotcha. If you're not awake, you are now. What do you think of that one, bro?
That mousetrap's gonna snap. There.
Did I wake you up? Let's keep going here. It says, did you know? We'll do this one and then we got time. This one says, did you know? The cleaner your physical body, the higher your vibrational frequency will resonate at. This is known in many civilizations to strengthen the connections within your soul. Though, as you could imagine, this works both ways. Having a more polluted vessel will in turn weaken the resonance of your physical body, drastically reducing your auric field. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so the word auric field might be a little triggering to some, but the concept that's being talked about right there is absolutely biblical. And in the scriptures it talks about keeping your temple clean in reference to your body in many ways. So it is true that the bathing, the washing of the clothes, all these types of things. Living cleanly is healthy more than just to your physical body. It's healthy to you spiritually as well. And so the Holy Spirit, when you have a clean temple, has a place to reside with you. And when it's dirty and defiled, then the Holy Spirit doesn't have a resting place within you. So I'm all on board with that message.
Me too. You said it perfectly. And even your thoughts. And you absolutely feel energy from people. You don't even have to beat them. This is the real energy that's behind us. It goes on to state, it is known in many parts of the world that when your body is cleansed from the toxins that we have ingested in the past, and dietary adjustments are made to consume high vibratory, did I say that right? Vibratory fruits. Forgive me, I'm learning with y'all. Vegetables, grains, etc. Your ability to manifest your own reality is what? Super boosted immensely, Jason.
Yeah, so if you think about all the toxic foods and beverages that are out there right now, when you walk into a convenience store, what is it that you can go in there that isn't just mass-produced garbage? I mean, all these energy drinks now, every type of wild concoction you can imagine, all the packaged food is... read the ingredients on it. This is a list of chemicals that is extensive, and so as you detoxify from all that kind of stuff, it's a higher vibratory state. You're less inclined to illness. Your mental attitude, your spirit is stronger. It's more vibrant. It's being healthy both on a physical level and a spiritual level. Absolutely.
Yeah, let me wrap a little bit to it. So our bodies are basically like avatar suits, and they have acidic levels in them. So go figure, things like onions, turmeric is great. There's a bunch of stuff that just grows in the earth. Fruits, they change our acid levels. We're all made of minerals too, minerals from the earth. And we can regulate stuff, and through exercise and through a healthy diet and through not looking at porn, right? Being a righteous person, right? Fighting for truth, fighting for freedom, doing all these things, we raise our ability to manifest and to have a good life and to reach our destinies, right? The Father wants us to reach them. It's not a secret. This one says, unknown fact. Did you know the earth will never, ever run out of fresh water? Due to the hidden fact that being composed of over 70% of water, it constantly regenerates fresh water deep within the earth's crust. It actually states in the scriptures that it pumps through paradise to here, through Eden, in what's called the primary water cycle. This is what Gaddafi tapped into throughout Libya. He was also making HHO, right? He was separating the water from hydrogen and making pure water out of salt water too. Research primary water, it says. The only water shortages are caused by engineered droughts and solely affect the secondary water cycle. So they do know how to blast chemicals up into the sky and make it rain, right? NASA showed everybody at least they could do that, right? Did you want to comment?
Not too much to come on there.
It's all true, right? The reason we are taught otherwise in our own quote education end quote systems is simply due to the fact that you can make billions of dollars by promoting scarcity of a commodity. I know you want to say something about that.
Yeah, monetizing something like that the earth produces. All the water is given by the Creator, the water from the heavens, the water from below. This monetization of water, something that you need to live, it's so evil. It's absolutely evil. The fact that they wouldn't create systems and make sure that every person on earth has access to the absolute best, cleanest, most pure water in as much quantity as they want. I mean, that's the way.
Yeah.
Just like you should have access to all the fresh air that you want and need. You should have access to having some land to live on, considering that you were
True.
born into this world, right? So
Yes.
they sell all these things to people, right?
Back to you if you slave for them.
Yeah.
All these things need to go and get changed. All great points, bro. Let's just do this last one before we have another music break. The first interlude of the podcast. This one says, little known fact. Well, we know if you didn't check out the video that premiered on the Awake Souls channel, you missed out. Jason just put it all down. It says here, the continent of Africa is actually 2 to 3 times larger than depicted on the maps. And South America is also 8 times the size of Greenland, right? Map distortion is very real. Guess what Jason did away with? Why don't you give everybody a quick.
Yeah, map distortion. Man, that it's an interesting topic. It's in the new video. And so what we're sharing with people, first and foremost, it's a coordinate system, right? So when you're looking at that coordinate system, what they've done is they've plotted every piece of land in the place that it needs to be at its correct coordinates. So when you see on the map that we share, Africa looking a little bit bigger and different in a way that you would expect, it's because it's showing Africa at its correct coordinates. Now all the other maps, what they've done is there's so many different variations, but if you look like at a Mercator style map, what they've done is they've skewed north and south to infinity, and they've stretched it out where everywhere is north and everywhere is south. So when you look at the stereographic map, the way we show it, that is the actual true look to the land. Now, if you actually want to calculate distance varies in the coordinate system. So using latitude and longitude, you can actually calculate the distance between places. And so sometimes where you're looking at more compacted areas of a stereographic map or areas that are stretched out, the actual distance is not as large. So you'll see that in Africa, where it looks bigger than you would expect, that this is a part of the stereographic map where the grid is stretched out in those areas. So it's the actual distance traveled is not as big as the map makes it appear. But
That's right.
But it has to be done in a coordinate system that way, because you have to put each location at its correct latitude and longitude.
That's the reason we chose the map that we use, because they said they relegated those distortions to areas that were least used and mostly water. And they made the poles both the absolute most correct. The least amount of distortions. The map that we use, they tout as the least distorted projection or map ever created. So someone did make a smart aleck comment, I think, about, oh, is the music time for us to leave? No, we absolutely put out the best music we can find in our opinions. And it's something we're very, very fond of. We don't just podcast. We don't just truth. We also search the realm tirelessly looking for good new music. And this song, we're going to take you guys back. We're going back to the 80s again today, guys. So this is another brand new track. If Jason wants to take screen share or how you're going to do that, I'm just letting you know. This one, we're going to go back to the 80s. We're going to take you to like the 8 at 8, the top 8 at 8. We're just going to give you tonight's number 1 song just right off the bat. This is a great 80s track, bro.
I'll go to it right away and you'll see it right away. Radio Static. We are back.
Yeah, by Morphos and Patrick Russell. I think I butchered that. Am I presented?
You are.
Mickey again. What's up, Mickey? It would have been better for him to have had a millstone hung upon his neck and to be thrown into the sea and to cause one of these little ones to stumble.
Mickey is not being thrown under the bus. He's getting the millstone.
No, that would have been better that he got this. Lake of Gehenna waits for this. This one says it would have been better. Sorry, let's go on. I'm getting aggressive. I don't want to do that. I want to love. This next one here is good. The book's like, what is it? It's like 20 or 30. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. And then maybe do one breath and then back 1, 2. And as you can see, all the social media is pumping out of this guy. The book is to the rescue, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, if it can resuscitate a person, I don't know. People are in a pretty bad state right now. How long can you go without looking at your screen? People have gotten to pretty small number on that one.
Yeah,
Pretty
surround
small.
yourself with people that help you get over this. You can use this to your advantage still. I'm not saying it's bad. We're on social media right now. You just have to be boundary set. Let's keep going here. This one made me cry a little bit this morning. It's not going to make me cry. I'm desensitized to it now. It says, tree fell a long time ago, but it never gave up. Look at this, bro.
What a message. What a message.
Parabolic?
Yeah, not giving up. So you see what tipped over there, but it's still connected to Earth, and the life still flowed through it. And yeah, what a beautiful tree. So that's one of the neat things about trees is they're not cookie cutter like pictures of the North Korean army, right? They're trees of individual branches that are crooked. It's that uniqueness to them is what actually makes them beautiful.
Like a randomizer effect.
Yeah,
right?
not being cookie cutter.
Yes, like no two snowflakes are the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of snowflakes, how are they connected? The media, pornography, banking, government, the 1% in Hollywood. What do you think of this one?
Speaking of snowflakes. That was hilarious.
I just thought of that on the fly, bro. I'll just skip this one. It speaks for itself.
Yeah.
You don't know. This is not the Star of David. This is not King David's star. I'm going to keep going here. This one made me cry too. This one really made me emotional. Listen to this. It says a man named Igor Karchovsky, I probably butchered that, Charkovsky, assisted in over 20,000 underwater births. It's beautiful. Eventually, he began experimenting with women giving birth in the ocean. In 1979, when preparing with his team for an underwater birth in the Black Sea, interesting place, in a few feet of water, suddenly 3 dolphins approached the pregnant woman, pushed everyone else out of the way, and took over. They scanned the length of her body up and down with sonar while relaxing the mother and swimming in circles around her. The mother gave birth to the child effortlessly, painlessly, and without fear. This began multiple projects with dolphin-assisted births that spread realm-wide. What do you think of that one?
Wow, I never heard of that, but whoa, I would love to see that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking everyone in the kingdom, your kids, they're going to be born in the ocean, and we're going to have the sea life come and do the actual work and minister unto humans. Hey, guys, did you know that the animals were actually created for this purpose? Right? And we're slowly getting back to it. This is the way the kingdom is going to be. Just a little...
Animal helpers.
Yes. And when we usher in the kingdom, the animals are not going to be so friendly to what they got to do to certain things in the realm. But we don't want to take it there right now. But isn't this beautiful, bro? Honestly, I know that that's where I'm actually expecting to have a grand family, be in the kingdom.
Yeah.
100 is still going to be an infant, still going to be considered a baby. That's how much longer you're going to get to live. I don't know exactly how this all works, but I'm giving you the synopsis of what I do know, right? And you're going to have families. And I definitely think I want to support the women and the moms giving birth in the ocean painlessly, being relaxed by dolphins. Yes, I think it's so beautiful.
That gives new meaning to the term wet nurse right there. It's
you're gonna get me back. I was starting to get emotional. Let's keep going here. It says UBIs is the answer to inequalities exposed by the Cerveza 19. People pick up fresh food at the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank giveaway. An image. This is from Reuters. What do you think of this one?
Oh, yeah. You got your free money from the government so that you're just on the dole. You only get what you're allowed to get. It makes you a cog in their wheel. You're giving over your creative ability, your potential, your ability to do what it is that you want to do, have what it is that you want to have in this world. It's the whole communist thing. That's the evil form of government that the wicked one, Satan, that's his favorite one. So everything communist is the agenda directly of Satan. So taking away liberty, taking away freedom, taking away the incentive for people to be independent and do what it is that they love and enjoy. This is all the things that Satan wants to take away from people.
Well said. And I can take it to another position. That being said, what we're looking at here off the World Economic Forum, from my angle, right, this is predictive programming, or what's called the Hegelian dialectic, the problem, reaction, solution. So they're manifesting by publishing articles saying that this is going to fix everybody that lost their job because of the invisible enemy, end quote. So this is how they do it, through articles, videos, commercials, in the movies. They put it everywhere. In the music, they ran around saying that Ebola was real. There was the most famous song during the Ebola hoax in Africa was a song called Ebola is Real. So they do this, and this is what they want. So they need to come up with the reason to make you ask for this. And this is the teaching. It's all, Jason explained the communist end of it, but I'm explaining to you the reason they publish these posts.
Yeah, well, so self-worth comes from your productivity, right? Self-worth comes from your productivity. So they could do all this right now. Universal basic income right now, they print the money out of nothing, right? It's absolutely fabricated, and it's all on good faith. So they could just put whatever amount of money, give you $10,000 a month right now. Just give it to you. It's no different if they did it right now or down the road. They can just make this money up out of nowhere and give it to you. They don't do it because they're trying to grind people into the ground, and then they want people to eventually stop and fail and just become a cog in their wheel. So well said. Universal basic income in no way helps a person, because it's going to undermine your
productivity.
Your self-worth.
That couldn't be said any better, brother. Thank you for saying that. That was perfectly said. This one here was in the meme roller. NASA's occult connections, the Masons, the Nazis, and the magicians. It says Nazi rocket scientist Werner von Braun, 33rd degree Mason astronaut Buzz Aldrin, and black magician Jack Parson were key figures in the NASA space missions. On Halloween in 1936, Jack Parsons founded Jet Propulsion's laboratory. Parsons was a major disciple of Aleister Crowley and performed many sex magic rituals to bring forth the Moonchild. This was the occult mission of NASA, to bring forth Crowley's Aeon of Horus. In Greek, Horus was called Apollo or Apollyon, and this is why NASA's first moon landing was called Apollo 11. The phallic rocket ship landed on the Sea of Tranquility, the goddess of Isis, to give birth to Apollo, or the Antichrist. And I put this one on almost at exactly 9/11 standard time.
Interesting. Yeah, so familiar names with the occult, familiar that they were involved with Aleister Crowley, with sex magic, all this kind of stuff. So the whole NASA psyop, these are occultists that are the guys behind what's considered science. They are the occultists. And yeah, the whole Apollo connection, I mean, I don't give two shits about their god or goddess or any of that kind of stuff, but they do. And so they name these occult missions, these big psyops, after their stupid gods and goddesses.
They do.
Stupid. It's gross.
They do. Well said again. Let's keep going. This one says, the more I read through the scriptures, the less I have in common with modern Christianity. And, you know, I look around for people fighting for freedom, for truth. I try to find as many people that are doing exactly what it says in the scriptures, and I don't find very many. And actually, the most of the trolls that I get that are giving me a hard time are people that say they're Christians and then coming and telling me I'm speaking heresies. Jason, did you want to comment on this one?
Well, I think the funny thing is I know whose Bible that is.
You think it's Barry's?
I do think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's not the one where he's got dung circled, right?
That it's the only other Bible I've ever seen marked. Oh, yeah, that's Barry's. That is Barry's.
He does mark it up like this.
Exactly.
But what do you think? You know, we talk about reincarnation. We talk about all these different things, all the other books that were taken away. Like, we don't have anything to do with modern Christianity. We don't even, we believe that being born again meant you literally get born into this place again, right?
Yeah, we're anti-Trinitarians, we're anti-heliocentrists. So common Christianity, all the 501c3s, the brick and mortars, the people that have doctorates, you know, running their churches from seminary and stuff like this, those are what people think of as Christians today, but those are the people that we have nothing to do with because they're a bunch of Masons running a psyop on people. So we just look at what the scriptures have to say, and that is true Christianity. Modern Christianity, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. If people watch the new video, there's only 3 models of reality. One's heliocentrism, one's the fake flat earth, the domed one, the Truman style, and the other one's a stereographic virtual reality. So I'm just going to keep asking the question, what reality do you subscribe to? And is there a basis for it? Is it grounded? Is it real?
You have evidence.
Yeah.
It's repeatable, observable, measurable, and not calculatable. You can calculate anything.
No formula for that?
Yeah, don't come anywhere near me with formulas or calculations. Let's keep going here. It says Cerveza, Ukraine, and it says Shanghai. Yeah, man, there's crazy footage coming out of Shanghai. I'm sure you saw it, brother, where they're just like rounding people up into camps and everything, right?
Well, that is what they are projecting through the media. I don't trust the media. They're known to psyop things. In fact, everything I see is a psyop from them. So surely in a country like China, there's oppression because it's communist. They have the ability to do that. But what we're seeing on the media, I really don't trust it ever anymore.
No, me neither. Great said. This one here, we're not going to spend too much time on. You can take a screenshot and zoom in on this. But all these things. And the one thing I wanted to add to this, the important thing is we are not advocating for any violence against anybody that wears a tiny hat. We want truth and righteousness to prevail. I will defend myself at any costs. But behind the people that wear the tiny hats, the Vatican, all these different people is fallen angels. Azazel. They're the ones who come up with this stuff. They just use people, and whoever is willing to do their bidding and do their work, they give the money to, and the power and the loosh and the prominence, and they get raised up and elevated in this realm. So we don't actually think it's just one race or one group that's behind all this. We point them all out, all the secret societies. Now, all this list is absolutely, you can tie it to people related to these groups, but you know, I don't want to stay too long on this one, bro. It's I touched on it this morning quite a bit, but look at this. This is what boys did in my day, played, you know, war, run around with caps. Was it Indians and robbers or cowboys? Now, I guess they want to normalize boys becoming women, right? Now, okay, I think my sisters dressed me up once. put a dress on me or something. It happened once, and I'm pretty sure my dad was like, "Get that off right now." Like, they never did it to me again. I had older sisters and cousins in my family, but other than that, like, I would never actually want to be a girl, nor do I want to pretend to be one. And I did get an earring. It was a fad. My mom said, "Take that out of your ear. I already have one daughter." And I took it out. Now, I'm not saying that if you have an earring, that makes you less of a man. Your actions, your words, who you are is what makes you, not an earring. But Jason, what do you say about this? This is what has been destroying. First, they destroyed the families. They ruin everybody through Tavistock programming, destroy people's minds, break up families, right? That's what they do. And then they go in and mind control the youth to just destroy them, right?
Yeah, it's a mess. Tonka trucks. That's what I grew up with. A sandbox and Tonka trucks. And I mean, look at me now. I'm a contractor. I can build all this stuff.
You like to dig in the earth with machines. I can witness to it.
But yeah, so by taking the kids out of the sandbox and putting them in front of a camera and putting makeup on, we've pointed out the dangers within cosmetics, that the stuff they put in them is the kind of stuff that you would avoid eating, right? There's dangerous things that go into these, and then there's the whole way a person carries themselves and how they're problem solving and stuff like this. So if you feminize the boys, what you're gonna lack is the leadership from a generation that is capable of problem solving and building and getting things done. And it docils the population by having these feminized males that won't be capable of standing up to the oppression.
Well said, brother. That's well said. I'm not going to add anything to that. This one here is important. It says, this is why you are a red person. If you can identify with this, it explains why you are cognizant and aware of what they are doing to us and not brainwashed like the rest of the sheeple. It says the ones that can see the deception and rebel against the system are not always the type of people you would expect. To be able to see through the illusion does not depend on how so-called intelligent or educated you are. It depends on your level of consciousness, your vibration. Some of the most educated people could be the most indoctrinated. They can be so stuck in a belief system and thought pattern that it is hard for them to change perspectives. The ones that are standing up and speaking out are the conscious people, the sensitive ones, the observers, right? And the intuitives. The ones that reached that level of awareness to perceive and acknowledge the suppression and enslavement. They have become immune to mind control and manipulation. And you red people out there are my people. And they are also risking their reputation, their relationships with family and friends, and not partaking and contributing in the agenda of the system by choosing differently for their freedom, for everyone's freedom. What do you think of this one? So beautiful.
Yeah, so level of consciousness is something that I studied. I studied very deeply through those spiritual New Agey days, and there was a teacher that created the map of consciousness, which is a scale that it assigns like a power level to different types of consciousness. And so it goes through the range of anger and jealousy and all these negative ones that have low power attributes to them, to neutrality, and then the higher levels. Once you get up to love, now all of a sudden it's super powerful, and unconditional love, another higher level. So the level of consciousness is something that I've been able to see in a relatable way, where a scale's been applied to it, and I totally see it and understand it. This isn't like a biblical teaching where it doesn't say that people at 200 are this and people at 300 are that, but it's one that I absolutely relate to. And so as a person's level of consciousness grows, their perception around them grows, and Yeah, so then all of a sudden you start to have awareness of things that you weren't aware of at lower levels. I absolutely relate to this message.
Yeah, me too. You explained it really well, and we're all soul family now, right? This is a beautiful meme. Let's keep going here. This one's not a long one. This one's funny. It says the creator doesn't exist because I can't see him, and then below here it says believes in photons and gravity,
And neutrons and quarks and quantum physics, the
tachyons, gluons, right? All these other eons.
yeah,
It's a good one, right?
absolutely. Yeah, you can't see none of that crap yet you believe in it. The hypocrisy of somebody that would use such a line.
Let's keep going here. This one says Yahawahashai is near to all who call upon him, and to all who call upon him in truth. He fulfills the desires of those who fear him, and he hears their cry and is Yahawahashai in them. What say you about this one? It's a psalm, right? Psalms 145, 18 through 19.
Yeah, knock and the door will be answered.
Seek, you shall find.
Right. So all these admonitions are for you to take an action, and then that actually sets a chain of events that if you keep following it will lead you to the truth. All right. So as you continue this thing, when you ask you ask for a certain knowledge, it doesn't always show up right away, and it doesn't always show up the way you were expecting. In fact, it often looks for a way to catch you off guard where you had to have been paying attention to have caught it. But that way you become tuned, where once you ask and then you actually start paying attention. How am I getting an answer to this? Am I getting an answer to this? As you get into that focus, then eventually all of a sudden it'll come your way and you'll catch it. And then once you start seeing that process of how that works, you'll learn to ask for something else and then be able to tune in your attention and catch it when it comes. So that there's all these admonitions to ask, and then you will receive. Once you become in tune with that process, it's fun. It's enjoyable.
And it's only going to give it to you when you're ready for it. So it's not something you can claw at or fight for. You just have to earn it. You have to be patient. Let's get on to this. We got one more and then a quick video before we go into our second interlude. Look at this one. It says, "Hey, Jacob, can I have some food?" He says, "Sure, only if you give me your birthright." Well, that escalated quick, didn't it?
Yes, that is a quick escalation.
It's hilarious, right? There's parabolic in this too. I don't have to go on too much, but I know there's sound. Let's get into this. This just showed up in my feed. Did you guys know that he ran through a Starbucks with his car? Watch, he went the wrong way.
Yes, a grande crash.
Not like I'm trying to support TMZ in any way, but this
grande
is
crash.
Ben Affleck and J-Lo, they decided to hit up a Starbucks. So not only did Ben Affleck go in the wrong way to this drive-thru, but he ended up hitting one of the signs that was standing outside with all of their specials.
She looks so angry too. Looking right at the camera, J-Lo is. I wonder if she is mad at him. I don't know, Ben. Come on, bro. What's going on?
It got stuck in
Be
his
a decent
tire.
actor. I
So
guess,
a
well, I
bunch
don't
of
know.
paparazzi
Teach
like
their
had to
own.
help him get it
I don't
out.
like any actors. This is hilarious. And you know, the other thing is funny too. This was so dangerous what they are doing here, right? He could have got his arms twisted in this. I don't know, man. This is just retarded. Damaging the Starbucks sign, right? Whoops.
That's hysterical.
You could
So I guess you could take the screen share. We got another music break here. Let's take it down a few notches. It's some chill out stuff, and then we'll get even more chilled out. We got 30 minutes left to get through tonight's memes of the week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm having so much fun. Nice to see you guys all in the chat too.
Keep my focus on the simple things. trying to find some peace along the way. Wish I knew how long I'm supposed to wait. Holding on, but just barely. Got the feeling I've been talking to a dead light. There's always a reason to let it change. Is there anyone there listening while you cry? There's always a reason for the pain. I'm doing the things I've been told every day. Then why does it feel like I'm moving in a place? Never had anything to prove, but never was anyone like you. All you fought through, all you had to face, made you stronger, unafraid. Got the feeling I've been talking to a dead light. Always a reason to let it change. Is there anyone there listening while you cry? Always a reason for the pain. I'm doing the things I've been told every day. Then why does it feel like I'm moving in a place? I gotta believe that you're there when I say. 'Cause if you don't feel I'm lost in my head. Talking to a dead light. Always a reason to let it change. Is there anyone there listening while you cry? Always a reason for the pain. I'm doing the things I've been told every day. Then why does it feel like I'm moving in a place? I gotta believe that you're there when I say. 'Cause if you're not real, I'm lost in my head. Keep my focus on the simple things, trying to find some peace along the way.
That was 555 by Chase Garaza. What a tune. It was nice and easy going. This one on the screen says, the whole earth hath been ruined by the fallen angel Azazel. Do you want to make a quick comment on this one?
Yeah, the fallen one, the leader, the one that was condemned in Enoch, the one ascribe all sin to this one. If that's Azazel, ascribe all sin, pile it on that one's head, and give him the worst of the worst. Dole out justice the way it's just, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, he's going to get what's deserved. We just want to call him out. That's what we do here. It says the goal of meditation isn't to control your thoughts. It's to stop letting them control you. And this is how you raise strong men. Teach them how to be mindfully strong, in my opinion.
Yeah, so meditation, that was a tough one. I remember the very first time I tried to meditate, and I was horrified by how much I was hearing in my head and my lack of ability to stop it. It became like, as soon as I tried to slow down and control my thoughts, they seemed to pour in even faster and get louder. So it's a intense practice to get to the point where thoughts come when bidden, right? That between the thought is silence, and then when you're looking for something, when you're All right, what's something to think about now? And then the thought comes. It was bidden. That's the top level of having thought control. So we're all somewhere between having zero control and having full control. And it's a practice that if you put your mind to it and actually focus on the things that you're thinking about and start eliminating things. So it's a process of negation. It's like if anybody's had a browser open where they have tons and tons and tons of tabs, just hundreds or thousands of tabs, you eventually go through and you look at the different thoughts, the different tabs that are up, and the ones that you can shut off, you shut off. And you keep doing that process until you just have the core essential things necessary to think about as tabs that are open that you'll allow your mind to think about.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Master your mind. Great advice. This one says, as we practice being gentle and kind with ourselves, we actually speed up the process of helping our lives become more positive. Isn't that a beautiful message? Tamara Coolish. A bunch of these memes from the next ones are going to be from her. So this was just a quote off her page. It's something that I'm trying to promote. Right, bro?
Yeah, absolutely. Being positive is the cycle that from the positive view on anything, you're going to manifest towards positive results. If you come into it with a negative view, you're going to work towards manifesting negative results. So that positivity thing is key. And I love what you're doing in the mornings. The idea of when a person gets up, having something to actually put them in a good, positive, uplifting mood, that the way it sets the tone for the day is actually super, super important manifestation-wise. And as a person begins to do that more and more and more, they will see changes within their life. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing to go through this process together. But again, the key points here to focus on, everybody, what I'm trying to do is to be gentle and kind with yourself. Okay. And those you love, those around you. This one says, yesterday is heavy. Go on, set it down, put it down. You don't need to carry it around anymore. You've done enough. Breathe and take each new day as it arises. This one says, worrying is using your imagination to create something that you don't want. Stop worrying. The scriptures say, what can you add onto your life from worrying about it? Right? You can't add any time. You can actually gain the time back by not worrying. And you're actually manifesting through things that you think about or worry. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. Did you want to comment though?
No,
you have some good advice on this topic, I'm sure.
These are all on the same tone. Yeah, you hit it correctly, and it ties into the other one I talked about.
Perfectly, right? They all kind of go together. Everything kind of goes together and flows. We're not trying to rush, but we're just trying to take it easy. This one says, I have found that when I'm looking to implement a new, healthier action in my life, that frequently speaking kindly and encouragingly to myself really helps. This is true. It's absolutely true. Talking to ourselves. It says, I prepare myself ahead of time by not expecting perfection right away. When I set out to lose the weight, I didn't think I was going to lose it in a month. I wanted to, but I knew it was going to be a long haul. I just kept saying it every day. And I'm still saying it, maybe in 6 months I'll be here. Maybe in 6 months I'll be here, but I just continue to say that I'm doing great. I'm happy with my progress, right? It continues here, and then I'll get you to comment. It says, I know that it will take practice before I feel comfortable with these new healthy lifestyles, even confident with the new action. So giving myself frequent pep talks, which I do every day, really helps me to keep the momentum going. You want to get that train going down the tracks. It's hard to stop it once you get it going through forming new healthy habits. What do you think of this one, brother?
Yeah, it's great. So for people that are inclined towards humility, they often end up being their harshest, worst critic. Right? So a lot of times a person is abusive with himself. They'll be like, I can't believe I'm so stupid. I did the exact same thing. I know better than this. I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. I'm a failure. I'm incomplete. All this kind of stuff. They just batter and batter and batter on themselves. And so pay attention to how many of those I am statements were just said, right? I am this negative thing. I am that negative thing. All these I ams that you're saying are not good things. So by turning this around and being kind and encouraging to yourself, you now all of a sudden, when there's a narrative in your head and you're hearing these thoughts, instead of I'm this bad thing, turn it around where you're saying, I'm a good person at heart, and where I fail, I can do better. But encouraging. I know you can do this. I know you can make it through the day. You did this yesterday. You can do it again today. All that kind of stuff. Now all of a sudden those narratives are building and encouraging and working towards the positive outcome, whereas that self-flagellation where you're just beating up on yourself only is going to knock you down and keep you from accomplishing the things that you actually want to accomplish.
Yes. Set your mind on the things that you want to achieve and then cheer yourself on. Listen, this time that we spend together, you guys, is very important to me. Forming healthy habits and sharing the truth with people is the most important thing to me. Like it's all fun and games when we do in our laughs and all this and that. But really the truth is I want people to have something that they can actually use in their life to make it better. And these teachings work for anybody. There's for anybody, people with all different types of things that they go through in life, whether they were born not the same as everybody else or if they're super an achiever. Everything that we're talking about can work on any scale for any age. These are just absolute things that I really hope that other people can catch on to. It doesn't matter what you have in your life. If you encourage yourself, if you teach people to constantly be kind and gentle on themselves, not to set unexpected goals, things that you can actually achieve. Start small, form healthy habits. It's the most important thing to me, really is. I want people to get this. It's very important. This one says scientifically, quote, neural pathway, end quote, is the term used for the wiring in our brains. When we consider that our brain creates neural pathways with each thought we make, and when we repetitively have the same thoughts, our neural pathways overlay each other to form a roadway system, which then become our quick go-tos, allowing us to perform actions without needing to constantly think through each step. It's how we walk, breathe, talk, everything. Habits we consider to be unproductive, even hurtful to ourselves, we'll label them, quote, bad, while those which are helpful to our lives we call, quote, good. When we remove the labels, we see these habits are just simply the accumulation of repetitive actions and thoughts, creating very strong neural pathways. So at the end of the day, just on the grassroots of what this is, what it's saying, is it doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter who you are yesterday. It absolutely has nothing to do with who you're going to be moving forward, because you've created neural pathways through your thinking and through your repetitions and through everything that you guys have been through or are going to go through. You form these roadways in your mind that you think to and you go to, right? So it doesn't matter what you've created, you can then rewire the brain. It's telling you how to do it, right? Through repetition, repetitive actions and thoughts. With the scriptures, Jason, they say, if your hand sins against you, cut it off, right? If your eye sins against you, poke it out. This is exactly what they're saying here. This is just a prettier way to put the words together. That's why I'm so thankful that we're here in 2022. So rewiring our brains, it just is simply, stopping to use your hand to make you sin. And I'm not talking about certain things I'm talking about things where you're harming others, where you're doing unrighteous things. This is where we get into the rules. But yes, brother, I want you to comment. What do you think about rewiring the neural pathways, forming healthy habits?
Yeah, so this is an autopilot thing that I love. I absolutely love and use to an advantage as much as I can. So most people can probably relate to like the drive home. If you've been driving this drive for a long time, you don't really have to think about it. You know that path home, and somehow you just end up where you're supposed to be, right? You're in your parking spot and you get out and
you're like, whoa.
You didn't really have to think much about it because it's such this. In fact, if you're supposed to make a turn somewhere else and go pick this up or do that thing or whatever, oftentimes you might just find yourself at home, right? Because
you missed your turn.
Yeah, you just
no, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't take the turn. You went home.
Yeah, you were on autopilot. So, autopilot is something that can be beneficial for freeing up mental space to be able to do the deeper thoughts and contemplation. So I loved mowing the lawn. It didn't take thinking. I could just mow it without
remedial work.
Yeah, painting, stuff like that.
Sweeping.
Absolutely. So these constant repetitive actions, your body can actually get into a rhythm where it can do these things without you having to sit there and pay attention to every movement, every action of the body. Some tasks require that. Other ones don't. So I've always looked for these type of autopilot situations to be able to say, all right, you've got this, and just like hand it over to the autopilot feature. And during that time, I can be thinking about things that I think are more important, right?
Yes. And we do these things. We create the ability to have the autopilot through forming repetitive, healthy habits. So we're going to keep saying it. I really want you guys to start doing this. I know you guys are. I know you are. Remember, anything that you want to do, you just start doing it. Just keep doing it, and then it'll become a habit. Let's get on to the next one. This one says, the trick to changing a, quote, bad habit is not to do battle with it. You don't got to fight it. That will actually reinforce another bad habit of speaking negatively towards yourself. Jason brought that up earlier quite extensively. Remember that bad habit got started and integrated just through bad repetitions. What if you were to practice speaking nicely to yourself with kind words and encouragement, and then practice new positive actions? Jason?
Yeah, this is one absolutely healthy, safe way of overcoming bad habits. Bad habits are named that because they're difficult to give up. So there's other processes. This is a real safe, gentle way of doing it. Another way of killing bad habits sometimes is pushing things to a max. Like if you're trying to quit smoking, shove 40 in your face and try to suck those down in 2 minutes or something. And when you start vomiting and you realize how awful this is and what it's doing to you, sometimes you can grab encouragement through that.
Sure.
So giving up bad habits is a challenge. There's different techniques. This is probably the easier one to go with, so I would recommend this first.
It's the soul comforting path. And this works for anybody that's been damaged by any of the GlaxoSmithKline nonsense. Anyone that has any kind of mental problem or disability, they'll call it. Through these simple teachings, you can actually, gain an enjoyable life again, right? For everybody. This works for everybody. I'll keep going here. We're getting closer to the end of the podcast. This one says, interestingly, I discovered I want to make myself proud. So when I encourage myself, I feel inspired to keep going and trying. Our inner self-talk is the key to our success. It's true. This is true. Nothing makes me happier than, when I go to sleep at night, being proud of what I did in the day. I'm thankful to the Creator that I did that, and I hope He's proud. That's it. This is the most important thing. And I'll tell you guys, it's like eating comfort food. You feel good. You wake up in the morning and you're like, yes, what am I going to do today to make myself proud? And yes, Jerry, I'm using the word proud, not pride. Proud, thankful, right? Humbled by the ability that I was able to go through those experiences. Did you want to comment on this one, brother?
The inner self-talk. This is something that if there was like a Fitbit for this, where you could measure the amount of inner self-talk you have, this would be a key measure of success. So actually pay attention to how much of the day is actually spent in inner self-talk. People that are watching television and movies and stuff like this, they are not engaged in inner self-talk. All these entertainment things are things to distract us from actually doing the inner self-talk. So as your inner self-talk numbers go up, all right, you will begin to succeed more and more and more. So you got to spend that time in inner self-talk. I love it.
It's beautiful, right? And there's also studies with rice where they talked kindly and they cursed at it, and the one they cursed at molded up. And then flowers, they talked kindly to the flowers, and the ones they talked loving words and read poetry to, I guess, it grew really big. It outgrew the other flower. Let's get on to the last one of the night. This one says, my positive pep talk for all of you on the other side of the screen, phone, TV, wherever you are watching. It says, I believe in you. I know this is possible. Even the worst habits can gradually be changed, and new positive ones can be created. Give yourself time, right? Don't give up. Fight for yourself. This is the time to infuse gentle words into your spirit. This goes for everybody. Talk kindly. This has been tough for all of us. Anyone that's been damaged by any of the pharmakia, anybody that's been damaged by the Tavistock mind control, anybody that's just had a rough go at life. I don't know what you've been through. I know what I've been through, but I'm definitely benefiting from talking gently to myself by understanding that I'm not perfect. I got a broken halo, right? I sin. I feel the same feelings as everyone else on the other side of the screen. But hey, guess what, guys? You can't say nobody believes in you, because I do. I believe in each one of you, right? And I know you could do it too. I know. I don't even have to doubt it. I've already given thanks that you are going to do it, whatever it is that your heart's desire, because even the worst habits can be gradually changed through repetition. This is what we're going to continue to go over and over. And I'm just so happy that we got to share this tonight. Nothing makes me more happy at the end of the day than putting some good music out, hanging out with you, brother, and going over some truth. I'm just glad that I'm humbled to be a part of this on, what is it? Bread and Covenant Wine Eve?
Eve, yeah.
Right? And I'm just thankful, guys. I really enjoyed this time tonight. I think, brother, you added so much. What did you want to add into this one?
Oh, cute animal pictures. I mean, what's more uplifting than that? So if you're down, get you some cute animal pictures. I gotta say that when you showed that dolphin wet nurse meme, that opened another door in my mind that I'm like, wow, animal helpers in the kingdom. So yes. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, so I came away spiritually glorified from that meme, and thank you, brother, for putting this all together. I mean, the amount of time and effort that you're dedicating to actually building people up for no monetary reward, just out of the joy of doing it, of sharing this that could help somebody. Yeah, I'm sure heaven sees all that. So it's thank you so much for what you do.
You're welcome, brother. No, it's the creator that does it all through me. And yeah, my name actually means joy shine. So go figure that I'm doing it all for the joy. You got to believe that. It's okay if you guys want to say that I'm not doing it for the joy. You can see the scoreboard soon. You know what, brother, just humbled. Everything you've done right from the hour before here, going over your video, explaining the realm, the map, and the model is outstanding work. Everything that came together right at this time. I'm just thankful. And I understand that we're raising our vibrations up here as a team, but we're also doing it across the board as a collective realm wide. And that's what honestly pleases me. And it's timeless, right? These things that we do are timeless. They're going to go on forever. And I'm super thankful, bro. I really enjoyed tonight. The last song is super chilled out. There was no views. None. The video has no views, right? We're going to give it some views. And we want to just ease you guys into your nice weekend. And I want to manifest tonight that we release all the negative energy that we might have incurred this week through the Tavistock mind control. Just deep breath in. Remember tonight, if you don't sleep well, if you take in a deep breath for 7 seconds, hold it for as long as you can, and then slowly let it out. You can repeat this process. It should help ease you into sleep. I also just suggest listening to the scriptures when you sleep. And also telling the people that you love them, because tomorrow's not promised. And, we don't get time back that we lose. But what we can do is act on our heart and our intuition in the times that we feel to. And not be afraid of we're so hurt and broken down. And I just want people to know that being vulnerable and being loving is something that we need more of. And we need also more masculine men that care. They have tender hearts. They don't want to see their families destroyed. They're going to get up and fight for freedom. That's what I want, bro. And that's the end of my rant. And all the glory goes to the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, and his son, Yahawahashai, for what they did together. Right?
Absolutely.
And so we'll understand it. Good night. Thank you. You take it away, bro.
Yeah. So I do think that we're probably going to be going live tomorrow night. I'm not positive about this, but if so, it would be after sundown here in Austin, and do a live Passover stream. Lots of things to be watching for in the world in these coming days. Exciting times. We're looking for the beginning of the Great Tribulation, everybody. This Passover season here, it's ripe for it. So tune in, pay attention to if you get an alert from the Limitless Channel. Make sure you subscribe to Beyond Flat Earth, the truth about everything. And now I can actually put up some stuff on Awake Souls as well. So stay connected. We'll see you all soon. Where's the only place anybody's going to hear any of this, brother?
Only on the Yahawahashai News Network.